Good day to the delegates and organizers of the 2024 IASAS conference. I'm Carla Pelayo Lozano from the University of Asia and the Pacific Philippines. I'm part of UANP under the Center for Student Affairs in charge of student mentoring. I'll be presenting to you my study on the experience of mentoring, their perceived role, and their impact on the development of professional competencies among UANP graduates. This is a study born from deep appreciation of mentoring its possible impact to the development of mentees. We will explore the study by first getting into the background, followed by the presentation of the research questions and discussion of the findings, recommendations, and conclusion. The study is basically composed of two general ideas: human capital development in higher education and youth mentoring. As student affairs practitioners, we are well aware of what research such as Jager suggests, that human capital development happens in higher education, since the goal of education is to develop skills and personal attributes essential for lifelong learning and to thrive in the current world. The development of both technical and soft skills of students in HEIs is necessary to thrive in the workplace. However, research suggests that companies are increasing their focus on soft skills and have shown gaps that commonly persist in HEIs. Research on the impact and benefits of mentoring have been growing. In the University of Asia and the Pacific Philippines, mentoring is one of the support services offered to the students. Among its list of functions, the study focused on mentoring's ability to contribute to the students' acquisition of personal habits and professional competencies in preparation for professional life. The study also aimed to contribute to the research on youth mentoring in the Philippines. I explored this using four research questions. For mentoring experience, I wanted to know how graduates perceive the role of mentoring and their mentors based on the classifications of the mentoring functions. The mentoring functions of Pellegrini and Scandura, namely role modeling, psychosocial support, and career support. I wanted to also know how selected graduates describe their mentoring experience to better understand its possible impact on development. In terms of impact of mentoring, I wanted to know how graduates' perception of the role of mentoring related to his or her development of professional competencies. The professional competencies used in the study are the graduate competencies of the university. I also wanted to understand how a graduate's experience of mentoring related to his or her development of these competencies. This was an exploratory study that used mixed methods approach. This is a conceptual framework that guided the study where perceptions of mentoring, rating of mentoring functions, and satisfaction in mentoring experience can be related to the development of professional competencies. The study was explored quantitatively using Mentor Function Questionnaire 9 or MFQ9 by Pellegrini and Scandura, and the UANP Graduate Placer Study for the mentoring rating and the self-assessment of level of competence. The study focused on the recent graduates, specifically of batches 2018, 2019, and 2020. There were 74 respondents with all batches represented. Correlational analysis using Pearson's R and Kendall's Tau B were used depending on the normality of the data. Descriptive statistics was also used to analyze the results. Qualitatively, purposive sampling and semi-structured interview were implemented. There were 11 respondents selected from the pool of 74 respondents. The 11 was comprised of 6 in the satisfied cohort and 5 in the unsatisfied cohort. Thematic analysis was used on the gathered data. So going back to the research questions, research question 1 was explored quantitatively and qualitatively, while research question 2, describing mentoring experience, was explored qualitatively. For the impact of mentoring, research question 3 was explored quantitatively, and the relation of mentoring experience and the development of professional competencies was explored qualitatively. Here are some key highlights of the results of the study. Research findings show that quantitatively there was a significant relationship between role modeling function and capacity of independent work, and the rest of the paired variables were not significantly related with each other. Since the nature of mentoring is reflective and supportive, this encourages independent work and autonomy in mentees. In addition, this supports Jyoti and Sharma's study, which found that the mentor's own knowledge, skills, and attributes can help the mentees as they create their own path for success. However, qualitatively, the graduates interviewed shared that they were able to experience all the three functions in their mentoring engagements. Although this varies in degree depending on the mentoring experience and engagement with the mentor, the ones satisfied with their mentoring experienced the three functions more compared to those in the unsatisfied cohort. The satisfaction was related to regular mentoring sessions and the length of mentoring engagement. Here are some examples on how graduates perceive the role of mentoring and their mentors. For psychosocial support, it was how their mentors were able to support them in times of need and crisis. For role modeling, the respondents perceive their mentors as experts and somebody they can emulate. Career support came in a form of network and connections. We now explore the description of mentoring experience. For both satisfied and unsatisfied groups, respondents shared discussing academics and school involvements and activities with their mentors. As they are students and most mentors are faculty members, this can be a common topic they can both relate to. However, respondents in the unsatisfied group remained impersonal compared to the depth of discussions and sharings of those in the satisfied group. Since those in the satisfied cohort had long engagements and regular sessions with their mentors, this may have also affected the topics discussed and shared. In terms of perception of mentor and mentoring, the satisfied cohort described their mentors with personal attributes such as calm, patient, genuine, showing that the mentoring relationship progressed. They also got to know their mentors. They also perceived their mentors as relevant in their lives as advisor, guide, and support. They experienced mentoring as a safe space where they can talk about things that may be hard to share with just anyone. It was also a free-flowing and comfortable setup for them. In comparison to the unsatisfied cohort, the perception of mentors was impersonal and more on utility. The perception of mentor as a parent was actually from what they had heard from others on what mentors should be. They could hardly describe their mentors due to the limited time they spent together. With regards to the reasons for satisfaction, respondents from the satisfied group shared a constant source of support, especially in personal challenges. The respondents cited a lack of focus on future career as a source of unsatisfaction. On the other hand, the respondents from the unsatisfied group perceived their mentors somebody to talk to, but didn't really see any relevance of it in their lives. In relation to the graduates' experience and their development of professional competencies, compared to the unsatisfied group, the satisfied cohort attributed 6 out of the 9 professional competencies to their mentoring experience, while those from the unsatisfied group attributed only 4. The ones not cited by the respondents were technical skills that they mostly learned through courses or classes. Thus, mentoring can aid in the development of 6 out of the 9 professional skills and competencies, namely capacity for independent work, job-specific skills, service orientation, learning and innovation skills, and professionalism. Human capital development starts in higher educational institutions through the development of skills and competencies necessary in doing well and thriving in their future careers. Results of the study show that mentoring is an effective program in developing the soft and generic skills of the students because of its nature as reflective and supportive. Higher educational institutions can implement mentoring to complement the development of professional competencies of the students, as well as provide a supportive environment conducive for learning. Studies such as JobPit 2022 and the paper from UNESCO International Bureau of Education on competencies assessment highlight the shift of the focus of companies to soft or generic skills in hiring talent. Although this can be developed and taught in the classroom and through involvement in activities, studies have shown that mentoring can positively impact the development of the graduates. It is recommended, however, to begin with a formal mentoring program with clearly defined goals to better assess its impact and ensure commitment to the mentoring engagement. Furthermore, mentor attributes and profile should be the prime consideration in the selection of mentors and mentor pairing. As shown in the qualitative data, mentees were more open to communicate career-related topics with mentors who belong to their chosen career paths. However, the career support function can also be more defined in the role and responsibilities of mentors to provide mentees with general career support, which can include sharing career-related opportunities and networking. Thank you for the opportunity to share the results of my study. I hope that this paves way to more research on youth mentoring and its impact. This is Carla Pelayo Lozano from the University of Asia and the Pacific, Philippines.